Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. I come to you this evening in reference to kind of heavy on my heart. Uh, good friend of mine, no longer with me. And I learned something that sometimes you think you know people. Sometimes you think you do. You really think you might know somebody. And you might not realize that a person's really going through what you think is not as bad because they're smiling. But the one thing I have learned when people decide to no longer be here and to relieve themselves of whatever the pain that was causing them is that they can smile through the whole process and don't see any grief behind it. And what I mean by that, they don't see the grief. Um, when you're looking at people, you know, we take for granted that we think we really know people. I'm learning now that you really don't. Some people I think you can talk and you might say, oh, that person, yeah, I saw that coming. But I'm learning since the last 3 years, most of us are very depressed. COVID took the world and flipped it upside down. And some of us have yet to recover from that. And a lot of people don't understand that when you don't have people who can talk to and you can understand. And what I mean by understanding is that I'm not talking about listening to what I'm saying, but understand where I'm coming from. And I'm very blessed. I come from a very large family. So I could reach out to probably 300 people in a day if I needed somebody to talk to, and at least 200 of them would answer the phone. I have that and I'm blessed, and I never have taken that for granted. But I've understood and understand that a lot of us don't have people we can reach out to. It's sad to say that some of us are living in a house or a home, and we can't even talk to the people in our house or our home. So I'm making a point as of today, as I've thought about this, that I need to do better and reach out to some of my family members and friends and check on them. Life is life and life is getting in the way. But there's going to be a point where you're going to wish you had stopped and decided to reach out to somebody. The one thing about certain things, you can spill a cup of milk and get it back. You can get a flat tire, wreck your car, and you can get it back. You know, friendships. Some friendships last forever. Some don't. But you always make another friend. But it's one thing that we have in this world. Only one. One thing only. That's a birth and an ending date. You only get one beginning date. You only get one ending date. You don't get to do that over. So as I say this, I was very hurt to realize that a friend of mine is no longer here. And I think I was hurt because the last time I seen him, we embraced each other and he told me life was great. He lost his dad and everything was fine. And I've always seen that smile. But the difference is the way he hugged me. And he said something that, took me by surprise. He said he just wanted to go on a trip by himself. He wanted to go on a trip by himself and with no one else. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea because I don't think people should travel alone, but people do it all the time. I'm not a traveler, so that's probably my first thought. You shouldn't travel alone. So, um, yes, this is hurting. This is deeply hurting. But what I want the message to be thought of, and what the message I'm trying to get across to everyone is that don't take for granted that people are okay. Don't take for granted because you see people smiling. Oh, they're just so happy. Don't take for granted because you see the outside looking good, but the inside could be hurting so to the point where you don't even understand it because they don't understand it. So what I need everybody to do in 2024 is when you have people around you and you haven't heard from them or they start going back toward themselves and acting like they don't want to be bothered or don't want to be around someone. You know, the beauty of life now is that you don't have to pick up a phone. You don't. They don't have to pick up a phone if you're cold. But most people will read a text. The average person will read a text um, or email. But I think they're quicker to read the text before they read anything. So as we go about our day and we are going to work and we're happy, some of us got grown kids, some of us got young kids, some of us are grandparents, some of us are somebody's sister, somebody's brother, somebody's mother, somebody's father, whatever title you hold, aunt, uncle, cousin, or whatever. I think this is the year that we all should be mindful of others and reaching out to others. So much has changed, growing up. Like I said, my mother's one of 12. So I've never had to even consider thinking about that could be one of us. I've never thought about it because I've always thought we were all in a safe place that we were able to go to one another and talk. But as life is getting on, I'm realizing that the older you get, the smaller your circle becomes and the less people you have to talk to. And it's not because people are no longer there, it's that because people have went in and closed their doors. So I decided, after getting through my friend no longer being here, that maybe I should take more initiative to check on my own family. Where I work in a practice where I send people cards just thinking about you, and they love it. They really, really love it. But then I was thinking, how many of those cards do you send to your own family members? And I'm guilty of it. I'm very guilty of it, but I will do better. Um, so I say this to say, when you are at your desk at home, just send somebody a text. Doesn't have to be a long text, and we're not doing a kumbaya moment. What we are doing is being in touch with reality and letting other people know that if you ever need somebody, I'm here. I'm here. A simple text goes a long way. I text somebody this morning and I was surprised at the response. And then his response was, "Thank you. That made my day." And it's nice to hear stuff like that. You can't make everybody's day, but if you touch one person, just one person on any particular day, you'd be surprised. Because it might could have been at that moment that that person really needed that. So I need each and every one of us to start to think about someone else, not just ourselves, and not that good girlfriend you talk to all the time or that person that you can call. No, I really want you to reach out to someone who has closed the door. And what I mean by close the door, some people are just not happy. You know, we make up our own assumptions why people are mean, why people are not talking, why people are not responding, why people don't call. You got your whole reasons as to why, but you never ask them why. So yeah, this one hit home and it really hurt. Um, so I say, and I'm going to end this by saying, yes, we need to take time for other people. Yes, it doesn't take, like I said, at your desk, you can text and you can do whatever you want. I am, and I have let this 2023 went by so fast. I was so busy concentrating on becoming a grandmother that I didn't realize that I was watching the days go by. I was not living in 2023. I was moving the days. I was rushing and rushing, hurry up, hurry up, because I wanted to get to my grandson. He's here. So I'm going to try to be the best grandmother I can. I'm not going to say I can. I'm not going to say I will. I won't. Can't say I won't. The only person who can judge me on being a grandmother is my grandson. He's the only one that gets to vote on that, and I can't wait till the day that he can actually say, "Grandma, you are a good grandmother." So ending with that, I will say this: be kind, think of others, those who you might have shut the door on, or those who you think shut the door on you. A simple hello, just 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 text and say, "Hope everything's okay." Those little words go a long way. So I'm still hurt by losing my friend. I really am. I'm so hurt. But I will do the best I can to get through this one. This one was unexpected. And I am very one for reading people and characters of seeing something that's coming. I've always been good at that, but I felt something bad that was gonna happen, but never, never in a million years that. Never. You So, uh, have a great day. Have a wonderful day. And my saying is always remember to be a blessing and to remember to bless someone else.